Okay, Florida Explorer here. We're a little far afield today. We're in Alabama. We're at Fort Morgan. We're going through the Sally Port, and we're going to start doing this narration in here because the wind is really kicking outside, and it's very difficult to hear the audio or hear anything other than the wind blowing through. So I'll try to do this real quick narration. Fort Morgan was built in 1834, completed in 1834, and troops were garrisoned here from that point on until the latter part of, the middle part of the 20th century. So here's the main southern border, we're in the moat area. Ooh, it actually has water in it. How cool is that? Little spring running through. Very neat. This ground. This. Nice. Now we're going to go out to the parade ground, see if there's not too much wind here. And here we have the Spanish-American War era poured concrete, reinforced concrete. That is typical of these types of fortifications. They kept the brick to use it, and then increased. So they didn't need as many guns. This ground has been used as a fort since Spanish. The Americans built earthwork fort here to use during the War of 1812, and after that built this fort that we see now that was completed in 1834. This stands on the end. I don't know what the name of this island is, or what they call it now, but it stands directly across from Fort Gaines. It's on Dolphin Island. This is more or less a peninsula. It's a barrier island, but it's at the very end of the barrier island, and its significance is that it guards the entrance to Mobile Bay. So this saw significant action during the Battle of Mobile Bay. It was right out there and see it, but it's going to be extremely difficult to hear anything other than together with Fort kept the blockade runners going in and out of Mobile Bay through most of the war. It was the latter part of the war, August of '64. I'm not going to be able to see it from up here. That the Farragut brought a fleet in here, and was able to capture Fort Gaines and get through to capture Mobile eventually. This is quite a bit deteriorated, but this is the same kind of construction that we saw yesterday, with the area for the shells to come up from the bottom. The black masonry for whatever reason. The same type of firing platform. And this is not as big as Fort Pickens. A lot of construction here, restoration. There's some wooden steps over there. Not sure if I can get through that or not. Probably not. This isn't operated by the feds, but I still don't want to get too crazy with trespassing. Although I certainly would like to see it. But this whole area appears to be blocked off, so we're not going to we're not going to go over there and get anybody agitated. But right on the other side of that area there, is the entrance to Mobile Bay. Literally on the other side is not very much beach between this structure and the water, the fort and the water. You see above all the casemates above, or the firing platforms, I should say. Casemates are down below. Very similar in construction to what we see at all the other forts of this time frame. You got the moat, you got the forward area where the ground absorbs a lot of the shots, and it's sloped, so it would just fall harmlessly onto the ground and basically bury in it. It wouldn't break up any concrete or anything. It doesn't look like you can get anywhere. Oh, there's a spot over there, isn't there? Okay, try and see what that's all about. The wind is going to be crazy up above, but that'll be good. Oh, here we got some rails that we didn't have before. Hadn't seen these rails in the other Spanish-American War era places we were at, forts we were at. We have the exact same rail system above, but we don't have access to get in there. This is a very deteriorated fort, very much falling apart, and probably because it's not owned by the feds. This is the graffiti room. Here's where the masonry fort meets the brick fort. These are the brick fort walls. Steep and high stepped. Here we can see the Gulf straight out. Areas that they have these oil rigs all over the place. You don't see that. You can actually see Gaines Dolphin Island from here. You'll be able to see where it is. Straight across there. So whoever would have this channel. Mobile Bay. We've had to go through here. In the water area there. And there's other various there's nothing blocking here, so I'm free to just walk around there. Nothing falls in on me. Here's old Civil War and pre-Civil guns everywhere. This is not Civil War. This is post. I'm not sure what era, but that's poured concrete, so that was a technology. Another one. Back in the day, this would have been just swarming with men. In the time of war, it would have been exponentially increased, but there would have always been, as long as this was garrisoned, there would have always been guys up here. It's 8:45. I hear that ferry, the ferry people landing their ferry, picking people up. Distance, they were on a ferry from here to saves everybody from the 2-hour plus ride to go up and around, which I intend to attempt to avail myself of at some point in post-Civil War construction and more post-Civil War construction. But this is one of the most heavily being restored half this thing is under construction. But anyway, this is Fort Bowyer. This was one of the people that say such things. This is one of the minor examples of starred masonry or starred brick fort we found. And that's correct. It's in a fairly dilapidated state right now, so we're gonna photograph it, walk around a little bit more, and try to catch one of those ferries out of here over to the other side. That's federal, so I imagine that's well preserved. They had a really cool museum here. I took some pictures of it. There's some. I love these parade grounds. All the activity.